You're welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to look at recipe for 25 kg of flour. Now, most times it's very difficult for you to formulate, to know the ratio for 25 kg. So I'm going to give you full recipe for free, 25 kg. If you are a beginner and you are planning to bake 25 kg per batch, this video is for you, and I'm going to reveal some great secret that other bakers will never tell you. So stick till the end of this video and you will not regret it. Now, do me a favor, you have to like this video, you have to subscribe, you have to send this video to your friend by sharing it. Drop your comment, your own opinion, drop your question, and we will handle it well. Having said that, let's go straight to the video. Now let's look at it clearly. You have to pay close attention because I'm going to give you details. Now, for 25 kg, you have to measure your sugar 3 kg. Sugar should be 3 kg. Or if the cost of sugar will affect your cost of production, some persons measure 1.5 and also supplement it with sweetener. But sometimes the sweetener will not really give you the taste, the quality of sweetness that is desired, because sweeteners always have a end remaining taste on the throat that gives every experienced baker will know. By just tasting your bread, we know that you use sweetener. Although sweetener is not all that poisonous, but also is not encouraging for you to use everything, the total sweetness as sweetener, for you to use sweetener holistically for baking. Look at the second thing, which is yeast. Normally you are 1 sachet of yeast, which is 450 grams, is for 1 bag. So if you divide it into 2, we give you the half bag quantity. But I always use 220 to produce half bag. So you can measure your 220 or half of the sachet for your yeast, and it will still give you good result. Now at this point, let's look at the butter. Although this quantity of butter is not for butter bread, that means, when you say butter bread, it's more of butter. The butter is increased and the other things are just normal. So this is for normal bread. So you can use your 700 grams of butter. Now let's look at improver. For improver, there are different types of all brands of improvers, but I choose to use EDC. Now improver helps your bread when it rises, when it rises, to be sustained and also improve the quality of your bread. Now one thing you should know is that the improver plays the role of bromate that has been banned by NAFDAC, because bromate is poisonous, bromate is cancerous, bromate is harmful to the body. So if you are using bromate in your bakery, please repent. Now EDC plays that role. It sustains the bread and your bread will not easily collapse. Although if you allow the bread to stay too long, it will collapse. If the heat during baking in your oven is not enough, your dough will also, or your bread will also collapse. These are two major things that causes bread collapse. When you keep it for so long for the bread to rise, you weigh only a very handful, small quantity into the pan, and now you are expecting it to fill the pan before baking, and that can lead to bread collapse. Now the other thing is the heat in the oven. If the heat is not enough, your bread will definitely collapse. Now one little mistake that bakers always make, you don't know the actual time to check your bread, and then you go about opening all the time. You open the oven, close, open and close. Let's look at the flavor. Now it depends on how you want your bread to be. There are those that I've eaten bread that is just flavored with this nutmeg bread. The flavor that is pronounced is nutmeg and not vanilla. They have eaten bread that they use more of this milk flavor. So you think that the bread is so rich in milk, there may be no milk inside, and then the lavish milk flavor or good strong oil-based milk flavor or condensed milk flavor can give you that result. So it depends on how you want your bread to taste and the aroma you want your customers to perceive. So this is optional. Now, for it, but if you are using vanilla, for me, I recommend 120. For me, I recommend 120 ml. Now, let's look at the salt. Now, this salt also is very important. Salt, you can use 200 grams. Now, you can use water, 13 liters. Now listen to this closely, because this will also affect your production. The quantity of water you are using can make it profitable or you lost. The reason being that if the dough is too strong, you are running at loss, because if you add more water, the quantity will increase and more loaves will come out. So now this quantity depends on the brand you are using. Now if you are using Dangote or Golden Penny or whichever brand you are using, maybe Bua flour, whichever brand you are using, you don't just stick to 13 liters. You have to observe the behavior, the absorption rate of your flour, so as to either add or reduce the quantity, but whichever way, it should fall within the range of 13 liters for 25 kg of flour. Now let's look at bread softener. So many have been asking me, what is bread softener? No, bread, when you bake normal bread without adding a softener, after a few days the bread may be strong, maybe crystallized. We call it bread crystallization. Although bread crystallization is not just caused by the absence of bread softener. Bread crystallization can be caused by when your butter is not enough. When the quantity of butter is not enough, after 2 days your bread may crystallize, it may get strong. Also, if you are using the temperature of your oven is too high, and then you bake anyhow, so you think that it's so fast, very fast to bake, that can also lead to bread crystallization, because the interior part of the bread and the external part of the bread may not be the same because of the rate of heat penetration. That can lead to bread crystallization, and then eventually your bread will start to peel. Now if you after baking you want to package it very fast, and then you put on fan to face your bread in order to cool it, no, you are simply dehydrating the bread, and that can make your bread to be strong and peel after some days. So take note of these tips that nobody will ever share with you in any channel, on any channel, but in this channel we give the best for free. Now let's look at the softener. Back to the softener. So the softener keeps your bread soft and very good. Now in our bakery, I've said this, some persons also doubted me because they did not find the softener. My softener is an enzyme. I use softener. Now you can see from my recipe that there is no milk, there is no egg. Now the softener I use help me to to emulsify it very well, in a way that even if I did not use the egg to help bind the ingredients and the milk, I still have that quality bread coming out, and that gives me the profits I need. So although the softener that I'm using is very expensive but economical, because you can only use 15 grams of the softener for one bag. So for this one, that's why I recommend 7 grams. You can imagine this, how little it is, but very, very effective. That is the softener I use. It's an enzyme. Maybe if you need more, if you need it, you put a call across. It's not for free, and before I will give you the name, you will pay. So let's look at the next one. Is your preservative. Now I recommend those preservatives that contain calcium propionate. Now if you are buying any brand of the preservative, make sure that it contains calcium propionate. That will help you, because calcium propionate prevent molds from growing on your bread. Now you don't need to package your bread so fast. Allow the bread to cool naturally. That way you will have quality loaf and your bread will last. This is a beautiful, simple recipe for your bread. Now in case you love using eggs, you can add 4 eggs or 3 eggs to this, and it will cost no harm. Rather, it will improve the quality of your bread. You can also add your milk, no problem. You can add them. In my bakery, in place of, apart from the vanilla flavor, I also add milk flavor, so as to make my bread stand out. So this is just recipe for 25 kg. Now the only gift you will give to me is to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Drop your comment, and I will really appreciate it, to motivate me to upload more, because I can still upload recipe for 100 kg, which is 2 bags. I can still upload recipe for 10 kg. So you know there are recipes, different recipes. I can give you a different formulation, different recipe from this one that is still commercial. You should know that the recipe for commercial bakery is different from the recipe you use at home. You can call the number displayed on your screen and we help you. We can train you. I can come to your bakery to train your workers, or you come to our bakery to to be trained, or we can do it online perfectly, and you will not regret it. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Bye bye.